Could the Golden State Warriors be on the verge of a game-changing trade? With the team firing on all cylinders and sitting atop the Western Conference, whispers are growing louder about potential front-court reinforcements. As we dive into the latest buzz, one thing is clear. The Warriors are eyeing players who can elevate their championship aspirations. Stick around, because you won't want to miss what's unfolding in Warriorland. If you love the Warriors as much as I do, hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up to stay in the loop. The Golden State Warriors are off to a blistering start this season, currently sitting atop the Western Conference with an impressive 11-3 record. It's hard not to feel optimistic as a fan, especially with the team's ability to dominate on both ends of the court. But as we all know, the NBA season is long and full of twists and turns, and there are some strategic moves that could help solidify this team's championship aspirations. While the Warriors are enjoying their success, it's clear that they've had their eyes on potential trades. Remember the attempts to snag Paul George and Lauri Markkanen over the summer? Those fell flat, but insiders are suggesting that the Warriors are gearing up for another trade before the deadline. With DeAnthony Melton's injury leaving a gap in the roster, they may need to make a move that complements their current lineup, rather than going for a blockbuster deal. So, who could be on the Warriors' radar? Two names that keep popping up are Cam Johnson and Dorian Finney-Smith from the Brooklyn Nets. Let's start with Cam Johnson. He's having a breakout season, averaging 18.1 points and 4.3 rebounds. His ability to score from all three levels and his impressive three-point shooting at nearly 40% make him a tantalizing option. Imagine him slotting into the Warriors' motion offense alongside Draymond Green. It's a match made in basketball heaven. But here's the kicker. Acquiring Johnson won't come cheap. We're likely talking about giving up a young asset like Jonathan Kuminga or Brandon Podziemski, or even Andrew Wiggins along with some first-round picks. Now, let's shift gears to Dorian Finney-Smith. He might not be the offensive firepower that Johnson is, averaging 11.2 points, but his value lies in his defensive prowess and basketball IQ. A reliable defender who can stretch the floor with his shooting, Finney-Smith could perfectly complement Draymond's intensity on defense. Plus, he's a corner three specialist, something the Warriors could definitely use. And the best part? A deal for Finney-Smith might not break the bank. A first-round pick and a player like Moses Moody could be enough to get it done, preserving the Warriors' young core while still making a solid addition. Now, the question that looms large is whether the Warriors will pull the trigger on either of these trades. You have to consider the cost versus the benefit, especially when you factor in the team's current performance. Do we want to risk parting ways with valuable young talent for a rotational forward? This is a tough call. I'm honestly torn on it. On one hand, adding a player like Johnson could elevate our chances for this season. But on the other, maintaining our young assets could be key for the long-term future of the franchise. So, what do you think? Is it worth it to go after one of these players? Or should the Warriors hold on to their young talent and keep building for the future? I genuinely want to hear your thoughts on this. Drop your opinions in the comments below. Let's get the conversation going. As we approach the trade deadline, the excitement and anxiety are palpable. The Warriors have a clear path to compete for another championship, but the decisions they make in the coming weeks could have lasting effects on the franchise. Will they go all in or play it safe? The Golden State Warriors are navigating through some turbulent waters as we approach the NBA trade deadline. With the recent news of DeAnthony Melton needing season-ending ACL surgery, the team's depth is being tested, but there's still a lot to be optimistic about. General Manager Mike Dunleavy is confident in the next-man-up mentality that has become a hallmark of this franchise, and honestly, that gives me hope as a fan. Sitting at a solid 10-3 record, the Warriors are off to a scorching start this season, currently sitting at the top of the Western Conference. Dunleavy mentioned that the team will continue to explore trade possibilities, but what's important here is that they have built a foundation through smart offseason moves and the development of young talent. I mean, look at players like Andrew Wiggins, Kevin Looney, and Gary Payton. They're not just filling roles. They're stepping up and playing at a level that keeps the team competitive. The loss of Melton is undoubtedly a blow. He was becoming a key part of Coach Steve Kerr's rotation and was expected to contribute significantly on both ends of the court. It's a tough situation, but it also opens the door for other players to shine. Can Buddy Hield, Kyle Anderson, and Lindy Waters rise to the occasion? We're about to find out. I'm honestly torn here. While I trust in the depth of our roster, losing a player like Melton is never easy. Dunleavy's words resonate with me as a fan who's seen the Warriors overcome adversity time and time again. The front office is keeping their options open, which is crucial. They missed out on some big names this offseason, but they've also secured talent that fits the system. I believe that's part of what makes this team special, the ability to adapt and grow. But will that be enough to sustain us through the season? That's the million-dollar question. As we look ahead to the trade deadline on February 5th, I can't help but wonder if a significant move is on the horizon. Will they pull the trigger on a deal that could further bolster the roster? Or do they stick with the current group, believing in the chemistry they've built so far? Personally, I see merit in both approaches, but it's vital that any decision made aligns with the long-term vision for the team. What about the emotional toll this takes on us fans? The uncertainty can be nerve-wracking. We crave consistency and a clear path forward, especially after the highs and lows we've endured in previous seasons. It's a roller coaster, and while I'm excited about our start, I also feel that familiar anxiety creeping in. You believe that this is the team to make another run, but can we really count on the depth to hold up without making a significant acquisition? I want to know what you think. Are you confident in the current roster, or do you believe a trade is necessary? Let's be real, the stakes are high in the Western Conference. Every game counts, and the competition is fierce. If the Warriors are to make a deep playoff push, they need to ensure that they have all the right pieces in place. The upcoming weeks will be crucial, not just for the team, but for us fans as we watch to see how this situation unfolds. So, what's your take on all of this? I'm eager to hear your thoughts, expectations, and even your frustrations. It's a conversation worth having, so drop your comments below. This is our team, and our voices matter. And before you go, make sure you like this video, share it with your fellow Warriors fans, and subscribe to the channel for all the latest updates. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss an important update or breaking news. Let's keep the conversation going, and as always, go Warriors!